So John is the floor manager. He's responsible for making sure that the cameras, if they get into trouble, figuring out how to take care of that problem. And he also does what's called a teleprompter. I'm sure you've heard of a teleprompter before.
Yeah.
Everything that Roger's written for this show is on a teleprompter, and I can show you that while it's happening. But so he reads it. John's responsible for making sure that all the right words are in the right place at the right time. So if there's no one running the teleprompter, Roger will have a hard time looking at the camera while he's reading his show.
Wow. So we're going to be sitting right here?
This is a live show.
Yeah.
It's not taped. And you asked about the difference.
Oh, yeah.
This is live. So if something goes wrong, it's happening live, and people at home are watching it go wrong as we're watching it go wrong. So it's really important for everybody to work together to fix it as quickly as possible.
That's totally fine.
So,
Okay.
did you have questions?
Yes, we do.
Yes. We would like to know what your daily routine is.
My daily routine, that's a good question because it can change a lot.
That caught on fire, so there's a project there. And then we go to the 16th, which is the day that I shot the yearbook story that I'm going to show you. And there's my project yearbook. And when I click on it, it'll take a minute, but all the video that I shot pops up in that project. So you can see the interviews that we shot.
I am working on producing the noon newscast at this point. It's a 10-minute newscast that we have, and I'm the anchor and the producer, and my associate producer is over in the editing department right now. He's editing some of the video that will go into it. So it's kind of a summary of what we have for news that's happened this morning and some of the stories that are already going on today. And that's about it.
So we hear like in my ear, I'll hear the producer upstairs saying how much time I have left. And if I go long, then I'll say wrap it up and I need to finish it up. So I do a sequence of maps like that in a certain amount of time and just explain the forecast to the viewers as clearly as I can.
Supply in the area because doctors at Southwestern Vermont Medical Center say since the raid, they've seen more patients seeking treatment for drug withdrawal symptoms. Authorities in Franklin County busted an indoor marijuana growing operation. These photos from the Franklin County Sheriff's Department show some of the evidence found during a raid on a home in Montgomery last week. Deputies seized 62 bottles.
So I was interested in TV fairly young. My grandfather was in radio, and he was a techie. And he got me interested in television from the behind-the-scenes idea pretty early. And then I went to school for communications and public relations, and I did the production department, which you saw. I did all those jobs up there. Was a photographer for about 16 years before I did this job, which is basically I run the newsroom. So
how do you control all of that?
Well, there are manual controls right here. And this control is the base. The middle camera does not have a mobile base, but the two on the sides do, and you can move it forward and back, and then if I twist this knob, it'll go up and down. And this one over here,
Less than 800 feet down an icy gully in Huntington Ravine. The injuries were not life-threatening, and the climbers were able to slowly descend, where they met rescuers who assisted them off the mountain. Among the injured was 26-year-old former Marine Sergeant Keith Zier, who was climbing to raise money for families of Special Operations Forces killed and wounded in action. Vermont's unemployment rate dropped slightly last month, putting the rate at the end of 2012 just about where it was at the end of 2011. The Vermont Department of Labor announced today that the seasonally adjusted statewide unemployment rate for December decreased by 0.1 of a percentage point from November to 5.1%. That compares to the national average of 7.8%. A celebration date has been set to mark